Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Hair and Horror. I'm going to be installing this wig here, and the case that I'm going to be covering is in regards to Verphy Kudi. Let's get into it. Verphy Kudi grew up in Brighton, UK alongside her sister. Their early childhood years were not the best, and due to the domestic violence they witnessed, it would cause them to develop PTSD. As she got older in school, it's expected that those same instances took a toll on her and caused her in some cases to act out, even at one point becoming truant after missing several days of school. Things would not turn up for Verphy for a while, and she would continue to miss school, as well as going missing from her home, with the longest time being 5 weeks. When Verphy did attend school, she was bullied heavily, which would result in her changing schools, before deciding eventually to leave school completely at the age of 14. Around the same time, she would be involved with a group of people who were sexually exploiting minors, leading her to be placed into a halfway house for victims. However, it is unclear if the sexual exploitation stopped at that point, considering she would end up being pregnant by the age of 15 and giving birth to her daughter Asiah on March 22, 2018. At that time, Verphy would end up being able to get housing from the YMCA Downs Link, a charity that specialized in helping to keep the youth from homelessness. In 2019, Verphy's 18th birthday would be approaching, and she desperately wanted to celebrate it. So much so that she would decide to leave her daughter at home to do so. However, this was actually not the first time Asiah had been left at home alone. CCTV footage of Verphy leaving the building by herself would later prove that this was something she had already done multiple times before. On October 23rd, Asiah was left by herself for 7 hours and 18 minutes, along with several other times leading up to December, with the longest time at that point being 2 days on November 23rd. She would leave her by herself so that she could still go out and party without any interruptions. At this point, it's safe to say that Verphy had become accustomed to the idea of leaving her baby alone and decided to see just how long she could stay away without having to end the fun and go back to being a mom. With that being said, Verphy left her flat on December 5th and decided to attend a dinner for her birthday with her boyfriend and some friends in London. She would tell them that her daughter was with her mother and how she missed her and wasn't used to being away from her. From there, she attended a Juice 90s concert in a city in London called Elephant and Castle, where she would receive a shout-out from the DJ announcing her birthday. On December 9th, she attended another birthday party, this time in Coventry, and at this point, she was 150 miles from her home and her daughter. Verphy heads back to London on December 10th and stays with a friend. Around this time, she would ask her mom to spot her some cash for food for the house and gas money, failing to mention she was nowhere near her own daughter. On December 11th, Verphy returns to her flat around 3:38 p.m. and almost 3 hours later would then dial 999 for emergency services, even though by that time, unfortunately, Asiah had already passed. When paramedics arrive, Verphy informs them that Asiah had been sleeping all day and that she had given her some medicine and milk prior to them coming. However, at this point, being that time had gone by, rigor mortis had already begun to set in, and it was clear that Verphy was not being truthful. The autopsy report would reveal that the cause of death was influenza, starvation, and severe diaper rash after being neglected for a total of 5 days, 21 hours, and 58 minutes. The question, how could her closest neighbors not hear Asiah crying, was answered in the most devastating way. Reports show that once a child is used to being neglected often, they typically do not cry when it happens again, but more so fall silent at that point, accepting the circumstance. The thought of this baby spending her last days suffering in silence makes this case all the more disgusting. The defense team would argue that due to the traumatic past that she endured for most of her life, that a lot of her actions were a result of that, and that she couldn't be held 100% responsible. Prosecutors would argue back that the neglect was rooted in selfishness, considering that she lied in an attempt to cover what she was doing, meaning she knew it was wrong. Verphy even went as far as posting on Twitter about concert tickets she was selling on the way home, as well as a post she made encouraging people to like her pictures in hopes of becoming a Pretty Little Thing model, which she had recently applied for, proving even then her daughter was the last thing on her mind. Verphy would end up receiving 9 years after admitting manslaughter in 2021 and is currently serving the 9-year sentence. My condolences to the family of Asiah Kudi. May she rest in peace. Let me know your thoughts about this case in the comment section below. Do you feel her childhood played a role in the choice that she made, or do you think that she had the opportunity to stop the cycle? Also, if you have any case suggestions, you can comment them below as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is the final look. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!